Hi, it's Becky from Lessons by the Lake. Today I want to talk to you about teaching connections. So when I teach reading strategies in my classroom, I really like teaching them in a concrete way so that students have a foundational understanding for how they connect to life outside of books. So we all know kids love to make connections. You're reading a book that mentions pizza and all their hands shoot up to tell you about that time that they ordered pizza with their family or the pizza party that they went to. They're constantly making those connections. So we need to harness that natural ability that they have into intentional, meaningful connections in text that help them think critically and deepen their understanding of the text. So there's three types of connections: text to self, text to text, and text to world. So there's a lot of different ways you can make these connections. Like text to self, they can connect their experiences, names, likes, dislikes, family dynamics, attitudes, specific things in their house, objects the character owns and sees. In text to text, they can think about character experiences, feelings, thoughts, settings, time period, the goal of a specific character, a phrase the character used, family dynamics. And text to world, students can think about alignment with current news or history or different cultures that they know, the representation of a universal viewpoint. There are a lot of things to consider when making these connections. So how do we help students understand where to begin? So as I mentioned, I like using a concrete understanding. So I start with situations that are relatable to the students. So I have this free activity that I'm going to share in the description where I show three families. And I want the students to think about which family they'd like to live with, which they feel they have a connection to, maybe is similar to their family, or just something about them that makes them want to live with them. So they can look at the pictures and make connections visually from what they see, but I also give some information about each family. So start with this family. Their favorite breakfast is French toast, dinner tacos. Their game they like to play is video games. Their favorite activity is reading. Their favorite type of movie is cartoons. Favorite vacation is the beach. And favorite toys are stuffed animals and dolls. So the students can think about what kind of connections do they have with this family. Do they think they'd want to play with these kids? Would they want to visit their house? They think they'd like to live with them. So they're thinking about how does that relate to things that they like and things that they've experienced in their house, and is that something that they would like to experience? And you do this with each family. So this family, their favorite breakfast is pancakes. Dinner is pizza. Their favorite type of game is board games. Their favorite activity is swimming. Favorite movies are comedies. Favorite vacation is Disney World, and favorite toys are trains. So students can look at them and decide if they think that they have a connection with one of the families. And when you start getting them talking about which family they'd like to live with and why, they're naturally going to start making those connections with themselves and connections with things they've experienced. So we really want to get them thinking critically about what would be the best fit for them. So that's just a fun way to start off. I'm using clip art here. You can use real pictures if you would like of family members. And it's just a quick 1-2 minute activity that helps get the students thinking and excited and really engages them. Because in those first few minutes of your lesson, they're thinking, am I interested in this? Do I want to pay attention? Does it really matter to me? But when you're showing them how it connects to the world outside of school and outside of books, it immediately grabs their interest and shows the importance behind it. Even though being a good reader is very important also, sometimes we need to get kids to have a little buy-in. So then once I have that quick 1-2 minute concrete introduction at the beginning of my reading lesson, I continue into my shared reading where I continue having concrete experiences for my students. So I teach reading using these characters called the comprehension crew. So this is Conor the Connector. He's the character that represents connecting. So each character has a profession and a prop and a gesture and a concrete association with them that represents the reading character. So as I'm teaching it to them, they start to associate and understand even more how this is used outside of text, and then how Conor is going to help us become better readers by teaching us how to make connections. So each character has a sentence frame. His is "this reminds me of," that we use over and over again. They have a physical prop that we can hold and a gesture. This is the connecting gesture. And then it connects to their activities, and their graphic organizers all show the representation of that object. So all of it connects to create a foundational understanding for the students that's concrete and meaningful, and it really inspires good readers. So I'll put some links below if you want to hear more about Conor the Connector, but I just really wanted to show you how that quick few minute activity to talk about the concrete relationship between the reading strategies that you're working on and how they apply outside of school, it really gets your students inspired to want to learn them and want to use them, and really deepens their understanding and makes a meaningful experience that will help them use this reading strategy in their texts and everything that they do. So if you have any questions about this, let me know. Make sure you download this at the link below, and I hope that you enjoy using it with your students. Thank you for stopping by.